Hello, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of Generation Talks, where we address various topics to help our current and our prospective students, our alumni, our generous partners, and other nonprofit organizations. Now, I'm your host, Kwanza, and I'm the recruitment manager for Regeneration's IT Jacksonville program. And maybe you can't tell, but I am very excited about today's interview. As a busy employee of Generation, I am not always aware of all the wonderful programs we offer, and there are a lot. But today I'm joined by Matt, and he works in New York City with our digital marketing program, which we provide in partnership with Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow. Matt, take a moment to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everybody. Very, very excited to join you. Hi, Kwanza.
Hello.
So just like Kwanza said, there's always a lot going on at Generation. So it's exciting to learn about other things on these, and I'm glad we get to share what we're doing here in New York. So my name is Matt Patrick. I'm the partnership manager for the New York team. I've been with Generation since August of last year, which feels like about 5 years ago now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we run all of our programming in New York in partnership with another great organization, Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow. Want to definitely shout them out. And we started last August doing an IT program focused on cloud engineering. And since then, we've branched out to also do digital marketing that we're going to talk about today and contact tracing. So a lot of exciting things here in New York.
Yes.
Just a little bit about myself. Before coming to Generation, I worked at a tech boot camp. So I've spent the last several years of my life helping young people, and I guess at the boot camp, all ages of people, explore their passions for technology and change their careers, change their lives.
That sounds great. Sounds great. IT. That's what it is. Okay, so participants or watchers, just be sure if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments box, and we'll go ahead and get it started. Okay, so Matt, what are the digital marketing students learning? I need to know.
All right. So they're learning a bit of everything is the short answer. Okay. So one of the first things that we say to the students in digital marketing before they're even students, they come to an info session. You know, anyone watching, you come to an info session. We'll ask you, what is digital marketing?
Right. Exactly.
Right? And there's 100 answers to that. Digital marketing is not one job. It's a very broad field. So what they're learning is what that actually looks like and what are all of the specialties, all of the things that fit into that field. So they're learning about branding, which is something I wish I could learn more about. building your brand. Yeah, it's important stuff. Mm-hmm. About branding, about how to use social media effectively as a business, not just posting pictures of your kids on Facebook. How do you actually get people to engage with that? Right. How do you use Google as a business? How do you optimize yourself on a search engine? How do you track marketing analytics? How do you know what people are actually doing once they come visit your website? So all of these pieces fit together in the broader world of digital marketing. And so they learn the whole process from the strategy setting to how do you actually make the content of it, the videos, the writing the content, editing the images, into how they're actually sharing that through those other parts. And then in the analytics, how do you actually track that and circle it back into the strategy for next time?
Wow,
so there's a lot.
That's a lot. So now I want to know, how long does it take to do this?
So some people might say a lifetime.
Right.
I'd say about 20 weeks is our program, 20 weeks long.
Works.
Yeah.
So 20 weeks for this particular program, which probably is one of the longer programs that we've had at Generation, but as you stated, they cover so much, you need that amount of time. Okay. Yeah. Now, what are some of the benefits of being enrolled in this program for our students?
So one of the biggest benefits is experience, right? So in the marketing world, because there are, so many different things that you're doing, so many different things that you need to know, experience is key. Right? Even in, there's the kind of paradox. I was talking to a marketing agency earlier today, actually, and he was telling me about how difficult it was for him to get his first job. Because for entry-level marketing roles, to walk in the door in, again, an entry-level role, they wanted to have a year of experience. And it's like, well, how can I enter with a year of experience?
Yes.
So we found a way to get our students a big piece of that experience. And so in those 20 weeks, the first 8 weeks, as much stuff as I just talked about, all that's really condensed into 8 weeks.
Okay.
All the learning there. So it's very intense. It is very much a full-time. I know we talk about full-time program. This is full-time. Right. This is very full-time.
Got it.
So they're condensing all that learning into 8 weeks in the classroom, and then they're spending 12 weeks out in the community, or now I guess remotely from home, doing an internship and actually getting to put a lot of those things into practice. And so being able to have both that classroom learning and that real world experience is definitely, I would say, the biggest benefit of this program.
And that's what I love about our organization, the problem solving, because the problem is people want entry-level positions along with experience, and how do we tackle that? Then let's build out some internships. I love that. Okay, so they have the 20 weeks, they have the curriculum, they have the internships. Are there any certifications they're receiving in this program?
Yes, there are. And just one thing on the internships before we get to the certifications, it is a paid internship. Unpaid internships exist. We don't really believe in that on the New York team. It might exist in other places, but we don't really do that.
Can I sign up? Okay, go ahead.
we can talk about that offline.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. But the certifications, so there's actually 2 certifications that the students walk away from this course with. And one is the Facebook Blueprint Digital Marketer certification. So we actually have been lucky enough to partner with Facebook and pilot a lot of the materials, both the training materials and newer versions of the exam for this credential. So that's been a really exciting partnership, and that's something that, we're excited to see continue as we continue moving forward. The other certification is the GAIQ, which is the Google Analytics Individual Qualification. Very
right, a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. But the analytics piece is so important in digital marketing, as opposed to more, or not traditional, but non-digital marketing. Not everyone needs to know about all of the analytics, but once things move to digital, whatever you do, whatever your specialty is, if it's in creative, it's in branding, it's in writing the content, you still need to speak the language of the analytics, even if that isn't your job. And for many people, the analytics is your whole job. Right. So every student gets certified in that analytics piece, so that again they can really speak to that. Or if that's what they're passionate about, and for a lot of our students it has become, they didn't think the analytics would be the exciting part to them, but it's become that they're equipped to move on and go ahead and do that.
Sounds great. So they get 2 certifications okay, let me move on. Okay. Along with the technical skills, that Generation is very big on also making sure we have those behavioral skills and those mindset skills attached to our curriculum. Can you speak to us about those in this particular program and how they align with one another?
Yeah, so the behavior skills and mindsets, like you said, are crucial to any Generation program. Just because you need the technical skill set in any role to do the job, but you need those skills and mindsets to keep the job. Right.
Good.
And in putting this program together, we spoke to a lot of prospective employers and a lot of both marketing agencies and marketing teams at different companies. And one of the things that they said was the most important. A lot of people said this was the most important, not, I thought they would say something about, analytics, maybe Excel, that came up a lot. Wasn't the thing. It was the ability to explain this information to the folks that weren't on the marketing team. So being able to distill this into, something clear, right? So having that soft skill of, communication, but specifically the ability to distill and communicate very complicated information. I've looked at some of these analytics dashboards and my eyes glaze over. So someone needs to be able to look at that and make sense of it to someone like me.
Right. To someone like me too. Be that translator, definitely.
Yeah, exactly, to be that translator.
Yes.
So that is a skill there. Some of the other skills that are also very crucial in this program are all the things that come into play before you even walk in the door, right? So all of the things that you need in looking for and getting a job, right? As you're moving into a new industry, you may not know where to even start. So we work with students through that whole process of identifying their area of expertise and what they're really passionate about. And then how do you find a job where you get to bring those skills to bear?
Love
How do you
that.
walk into
Love
that
that.
interview? How do you, how do you show up for that interview?
Right, right. Definitely. All of that, all of that. Love that. Okay. So talk about being day one ready for the job. What does that specifically mean to this particular program?
Yeah. So being day one ready for a marketing role could mean a lot of different things, right?
Mhm.
Because of the breadth of things that they're doing. So in those employer conversations, again, we identified like what are the things what are the commonalities when you're getting an entry level employee? Because again, they're going to be doing something different as the focus of their job. What do you actually need to know on day one? What are those things that you need to be able to do there? And kind of overwhelmingly, right? It's the being able to demonstrate and continuously strive to keep learning, right? Being able to look at and kind of analyze that complex information. So being able to start to make sense of the analytics. There's things you're going to keep learning, of course. And then again, the communication is at the heart of it. So being able to constantly be communicating. A lot of places, marketing and communications are the same team, or work very closely together. So being able to do that effectively. And so through the technical skills that students are learning, it's a lot of those are not things that they're going to use on day one, but everything that you're going to need on day one is in there, right?
Right,
And the
right,
behavior skills, the mindsets, everything you're going to need on day one is in there.
right.
And then getting that experience is getting to see a little bit of how that plays out in real life. So kind of walking away from that, you're really able to walk effectively into a job on the first day and start contributing. Right? Because that kind of learning curve for a lot of those tools and a lot of those things that if you're not in a marketing role, it's not something you could pick up on your own, right? Without having the real world experience, being able to do it in a classroom or in a contrived environment is not the same. So having that opportunity makes them day one ready.
Got it. Love that. Love that. Okay. So with everything that has taken place with COVID-19, is the class being offered online? And if so, what technology or equipment will our participants need?
So the class is being offered online. Yes, we actually began our first class in person, way back when things happened in person.
Right.
And
many moons ago.
Many moons ago when things were in person, and moved online midway through. So the students in our first cohort, the resilience and kind of that they showed in working through that, it was commendable. And so we got to, they weren't guinea pigs, but we got to test some things out there. And
Got it.
so really the most important thing that you need is a stable Wi-Fi connection and ideally a laptop or tablet to work from, right?
Okay.
But a lot of the marketing tools that are in use that we use both in the class and that are the industry standards, don't need a super intense computer setup. And they are things that are designed to be done via the cloud, to be done remotely. A lot of marketing folks, consultants or people at smaller agencies, smaller companies have been working remotely primarily for a long time already. So it's not something new to the marketing industry.
Right.
So if you're, watching this on your computer, you might already have everything you need for the class.
So they're ready to go. Just access to stable internet. I love that because that might be hard to come out.
Yeah, the stable part is important. The stable part.
Internet. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of live instruction still, so you need the stable.
This change has been taking place. Now for employers or potential employers, what are some of the benefits of them hiring our students for internships or even jobs in this field?
Right. So for employers on the internship side, I'll start there. There's two main benefits. One, the first benefit is that our curriculum was made in collaboration with employers and with employers in mind. So when I said that at the end of the program, you know, folks are day one ready, our goal is at the end of those 8 weeks in the classroom to have them day one ready. So everything after that is really icing on the cake there. But when they're going into internships, they are ready kind of day one there. And again, that learning curve that employers might see with, you know, bringing in interns from other sources is not going to be anywhere near as steep. The second benefit for internship employers is that it is a paid internship opportunity for students, but it is a free internship opportunity for employers, right? So in our partnership with the City of New York, we actually pay our students for the internship component of the program. So that, you know, again, a benefit to the students and a benefit to the employers there. Yeah, and then, I mean, a benefit to employers looking to hire after that. If you're hiring from the internship program, is the chance that you've now had, you know, 3 months essentially of a test run with that student and getting a chance to work with them and really see what they're able to do. To employers that are looking to hire that are, you know, not taking part in the internship program, I think everything I said about being day one ready and really having that intensive exposure to the field. Outside of what they're learning in the classroom and outside of what they're getting in the internship, we have a lot of speakers come in, not just to talk about what they do and talk about, you know, their trajectory, although that is a big part of it, but to share their areas of expertise, right? So instead of just having a, you know, generalist talk about strategy, right? When we're talking about strategy in the classroom, we're bringing someone in who does that every day and is immersed in that to speak to the class about that and to bring that in.
So it's win-win, just win-win all around. You can't go wrong. I love this program.
Yeah, win-win.
Win-win. Okay, can you share a story with us about maybe one of your program graduates or an experience with one of our participants? We love stories around here.
Yeah, there's there's a lot of a lot of good stories. So our program did end very, very recently. So I'm going to share, if I can, some stories from during, or a story from during our program. But I think one of the biggest things that we saw during the program that tells us, I think, almost everything that we need to know in terms of the soft skills piece was that we set up we had a class president. In class, that's always good to have.
Okay.
but who you know, took it upon himself to find, again, this is back when things happened in person, many moons ago, a long time ago. Find events to share out, right? So I think wherever you are, just a free piece of advice here is go on Meetup, go on, you know, other industry websites in your local area, and you can find a ton of events, networking, you know, talks, opportunities to learn, and he started sharing those out with the rest of the class. And what I saw was that, you know, he would send these out, people would go, and, you know, they're getting a lot from them, and then other students started replying to the email from the class president with, well, I found this other thing. I found these other events. And so sharing all these things out and kind of creating this community. And we, you know, Isaac, the class president, we didn't tell Isaac, this wasn't one of his duties, wasn't to share this out. This is something that he thought would benefit the other students in the class and something that he wanted to do and share out. And it was something that then other people started to chime in and started to share out. And so I think that initiative that we see there and that kind of drive to build a community are things that, you know, we try to instill, but I don't think it's something that's necessarily unique to our program. It's something that is now at least unique to these individuals. And so, you know, if you are an employer, you know, that's again something that you'll be getting is that drive.
And that's why that person was class president. You know, that's what they're supposed to do. Take the initiative and then people follow. That's great. Love that. So I'll do this first. We did get a question in the chat, and just as high level as possible, what do students need to have in order to join the program? So I would assume not technically, but any other enrollment requirements.
Yeah. So For our program specific to New York, and I know
Mhm.
that digital marketing is something that, as it has been very successful in New York, we will see in other generation cities. I can't speak to precisely which ones right now, but
Please.
specific to New York,
Mhm, mhm.
you would need to be in New York, even though we are
In New
remote
York.
now. You do need to be in New York.
Mhm.
And then we do have an age range cutoff that would be 18 to 24.
Okay. Mhm. All right, sounds good. And they can go to our website to find out the enrollment process and fill out the forms. When does the next class start or the next cohort start?
Yep. So our next cohort is starting September the 8th.
Okay.
And the application is going live, or actually should be live right now. So
Okay.
as you're
Okay.
watching this, yeah, you can
You can
apply.
go to the website.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sure we'll make sure we put a link to our website in the comments box, but it's generation.org where you can find out all the great details, get the application, read up more information, see what partnerships have taken place, all of that great stuff. Matt, I told you I was excited when we first actually put this on my calendar because, again, I don't get to know everything that's going on because we offer so many great programs for our participants. So thank you so much for giving us your time today and giving us this wonderful information.
All right. Yeah, Kwanza, thank you for having me.
No problem, no
Maybe I'll be
problem.
back on to talk about something else we're doing in New York.
Sure, you're welcome to come. Now, for everyone else, that is the time that we have for today. Thank you for joining us. Again, if you have comments and this is the replay, still leave them in the comments box or the questions area, and we'll make sure to get to those. Thank you so much for your time. Join us on our next episode of Generation Talks. And until then, be safe and be kind. Bye-bye.
Bye.